Hey guys, so I had some requests to do live trading. So I don't prefer any sessions or any particular time window to trade because I believe that every swing is coded with some logic and you could trade anytime you want. Okay. So the biggest myth that most have is that you have to trade New York session or London kill zone. They're also right because the volatility kicks in there and you get to experience bigger moves. Okay. So for me, live trading means I just look at okay where we are coming from. So we are coming from 0 0. So as per Algo 1, it should stop at 11 to 14 window, right? So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to buy once 11 and 14 stops the price. And what's my stop loss? So my stop loss is this low. So now 0 0 14 should go to minimum 17 or 23. That's the next path. So you can hold your trade until that, right? So I'm going to hold it till 23, or we can cut something once we hit this order block, or with this FVGs are filled. Okay. So the idea is that the price moves up and down to do what? Either to take some liquidity or to balance the imbalances. Okay. So right now we balance this gap after the order block was placed. So I'm bullish until 23 time. Okay. Let's see what happens. Now this is most ask me that okay they know the concept but they're afraid where to exit and where to enter, where to put the stop loss, right? So it need not be a perfect entry, like I cannot time the entry right here in this wick. I don't know it, but I can time it once the support is formed. I can buy anywhere. Okay, as long as this 360 loss that I can handle, then it's not a bother for me. Okay, so we're coming here closer to this leg, right? So if I want, I can take 3 contract here. Okay, now you can put it to break even, obviously not the 6 contract. You can put 3 contract at break even. So I think a pivot will be made at 18 and then 23 will bring the price down. So one such leg is what I want to win, right? I could have probably shorted this, but when I look at it, it doesn't make any sense for me because we are coming from 51 to 0 0 is not a path. Okay, but 0 0 to 11 is a path. Now some people may ask, okay, how could you trade this? So as long as the path is not met, I will not trade it. It's as simple as that. So you can even be in profit, put it below this order block or here, because if the market is bullish, it's only going to balance this gap in the retracement and then climb higher. So you can use this order block as a trailing stop loss. So you repeat this so many moves in a day, so it doesn't feel like okay you're only catching 24 points. But imagine 10 such trades, then you're catching 240 points, right? Rather than buying one and holding, I like to do the algo pathway. Okay. Now I wouldn't trail here because if you do that, There's no gap here, right? So then your trailing stop loss can hit. So price has to balance the gap. So we are coming very close to 21, 22. So I'll cut two more so that I get the maximum out of this. Now you can even put it somewhere here, like below the 50% of the gap. It should not come back, or even if it comes back, it will give you some profit for sure. Okay. So if you go 22, 23 here above this high, then I'll close it. So when we look at it, it's not wrong at all, because see, this swing high is 18, 19 and 20, right? So still the path is 11 to 17, and the CE time 23 decides the direction. So it can stop at 17, which it did here at 18. Now this is the edge in the market that you have, that you could cut your trade here. And we almost retraced more than 50% of it. So it's anyways a good way to exit. See, if I had placed here as my trailing stop loss, it would have stopped me out. So all it's doing is filling the gap and giving a reaction. So perfect. So now 23, if it makes high, then it will meet the path of 11 to 23. So you can cut your trade here. Okay. That's it. That's how pretty simple it is to play the algo path. So you made 24 points, not bad. You could have traded all of these swings with some logic, but in life you'll always be afraid whether to buy in here. What if the candle goes below, right? But this is where you trust the time and the algo. Okay. All right. I'll see you in the next execution. Until then, good luck. Okay, welcome back. So time for the next trade. So as in the last trade, we took 0 to 11, and you can see how 17 and 23 stopped it. Now, if this doesn't convince you that there is an algorithm, then nothing will, right? Why would it stop right here at the right times? You can go back and watch that video. Now, using the same logic, I'm trying to long 29.35. So 12.30 made a low. Right now, 35 is making a low. So what is my target? So my targets are these equal highs. What is my SL? So I want to place SL a little bit far, because it might come back and take these equal lows and then jump. Okay, this is why I normally don't place a SL in the system. It's always time based. So if 1236, I expect after this the market to go higher. If it doesn't, if it comes below the, even after a minute or two, then I will cut my trade. Okay, let's see what happens. So I expect this to move until 46, 47 because that is the path normally 35 takes. But remember, we are in algo 1, so 0, 0, 11 should go to 41. So I expect 41, 42 to react as well. React in the sense it will create a high. So that is where we would want to take a partial. So that would be somewhere here. Okay, so I'll take say a couple of contracts here because we swept a liquidity and now we go almost break even because we are very close to 40th minute, 44th minute, which is the next path in this algo. Okay, and again, the job of the market is to balance these imbalances. So we might see a drop here. Okay, so we hit a 40 and it's hitting the rejection block here. So I'll cut one more trade, one more contract, and let's not lose anything. We'll put it somewhere here. So because it has to meet an algo path, it will create a high at 41 or 44. Okay, in these 4 times, it will create a high because otherwise the algo path is not going to be met. So here after 14 or 11 it should go to 41 or 44. So it perfectly creates a high at 40, 41, thereby meeting the path. Now this is all an edge in the market. So you're not able to give anything back to the market. Although it might seem like, okay, I took only trade for 15 handles, but you're moving with the algo, right? Now I am stopped out in profit. So that's all I want to do, right? When you're playing the prop firm game, this is what you want to do. No drawdown, you know exactly where to get out. If you let your ego outside, so then it's easy to manage like this. Okay, so I'm not thinking, okay, I got stopped out, I made only 15 handles. No, I followed the rules, I followed the algo path. That's all I care about. Okay, all right, see you in the next trade. Bye bye. Hey guys, welcome back. So we have 7, 6 and 7 that is being printed right now. So we have the Algo Path 00, 11 is met, 41 is met, 44 is here, and now 7 should react. Okay, so let me just go with 2 contracts here. If this rejection block is retested, we will add 2 more. So I want to see 17 being here. There could be 11 that can make a pivot as well, because here a new algo 1 is being started at 00 again. Okay, so this is where you learn that while there is a new old algo printing, there could be a new one, as long as it takes a liquidity and stops the price. Okay, so I expect this 6 to hold, and then one more wick, it could go above this. So let's place our limit order here, and both should go to 1723. So my exit point will be around 17 here. Okay, let's see what happens. Now here, instead of longing here, I should have waited until 44 lows to be made for this big push, which I missed, which is fine. But I was able to get in this, and then get in this as well. So 3 trades I took based on the same algo path logic. So if I had more contracts, I'd take something here. But right now, I think there will be a low put in at 10 to 14 window. But as I said, we will follow the path. So 41 to 3 is met. After 3, we should meet 17. So I'm going to hold the trade until that time, or let it hit the stop loss. Now my stop loss is, once this high is broken, that's when my idea is invalidated. Okay. So what is my risk? Around 600. I'll remove this limit order because I don't think price is going to come all the way there now. So if we balance this gap, if we come here, I'll take a one partial. Right. So you cut one trade and now maybe put your stop loss to very close. Now there is a chance that price can stop here. Now you understand all of this. So we are trying to be the algo itself, right? So this is what you will learn in this mentorship where you're trying to anticipate support and resistance. And this is a puzzle that every day I work with the team. I do it and they themselves do it because they know the logic. So once they figure out 0 to 11, they look to enter at 41, 44. They exit at 3. They hold on till 17. And finally, the algo ends at 29.35. So that's how every day, every move that you can explain with this logic. Okay. Now, it's not a secret that, okay, the market works using this logic. The only thing is execution. So you can see my executions are not perfect at all. So even in my live accounts, I'll do the same thing. It's all like intuition based entries, right? So you see these struggling wicks. So then you know the market's not allowed to go higher than this because you're being pulled down, right? The price is not allowed to go higher. And at the right time, you can take a calculated risk. And as long as your SL is okay to you, you can enter the trade. So you can see there is a new algo being starting here because 11 made a low here. So now before completion of this previous algo one, we are starting a new algo one. Now again, this will look for 41, 3, whatever we did here. So why is price moving? So you can see price moved down here because to fill this gap. Why is price retracing to fill this gap? Why price is retracing to fill all these unmitigated gaps? So I want to see minimum 16 to 23 window where I can exit. Okay, or else my sell is hit, which is okay. I got some money out of it because of the one contract that I took here at the right time again, right? So applying all this logic helps you take, it's like you're moving with the market, right? You're not waiting for something to happen on the higher time frame. You're just however the market moves, there's no bias. As long as the times are respected based on the path, you will take a trade. It removes a lot of uncertainty because you're not, it's like it removes fear, the fear of missing out on some of the moves. Because I know I missed out this big move, right? I didn't take the trade here, but I know it's going to stop at 7. So I almost got almost the same retracement, right? That's all you want to check. Now I've seen people try to put their trailing stop loss somewhere here and all. So it's not worth it. Instead, it's better to cut it here, because if the price is retracing, it's going to fill the gaps which it left. So your trailing SL will not have that effect what you're looking for. It's going to stop you out. So better put it somewhere above here, above an order block, or above the last gap. That's the best way to do it. Okay, so we hit 17. Now 11 to 17 is a path. So it could fall here, or it could continue till 23, and by that time it will take my stop loss. Or it could fall here until 23 and then go higher, meeting this path of 7 to 23. Now similar to here, 41 is just a GB time, but 44 actually showed the direction. So here also, if we fall until 22, 23, that's going to show you the real direction, which is bullish. But you can see market stopping right at 70. So what does it make? Why 11 to 17 is always respected? Because that is the algo path. Okay. So you need to ask questions. Why price stops from 44 to 7? Must be some logic. So then the market doesn't feel random anymore, and you're able to nail almost every move. So I took this liquidity, so I'm going to take off here. It's not that I don't want to keep it till it takes, because we are at almost just a couple of minutes late, right? And whenever there is a liquidity sweep, the market tends to stop there. And once it takes equal lows, it's going to trigger. Here it might do it for another 2-3 minutes. It might consolidate and then go higher. Okay, so this is the power of algo paths, where why the pivots are made, it's because of the path. Why it stopped at 11, because of this 0 0. Why it's going to stop at 23, because of this 7. Okay, everything is coded. Now I showed you this missed out on this, but got this. Okay, it's the same move, right? So from here, if you look at, it gave you 57 handles. So for me, it gave me around 42 handles. Not bad. Okay, all right, so I almost traded the entirety of the algo one, and that's what I do every day, and that's what I teach as well. So if you're interested in such, want to trade like this, want to be part of the community, then you can choose to join us. Otherwise, learn from the free content. Okay, talk to you later. Bye bye. Okay, I'm again back, and this will be probably the last trade that I'll take for uh, this algo one. So we want to meet 7 to 17 or 23. Right now we have this gap where this 24 candle can support and take us to this high. Okay, so that's what I am banking on, because we know CE shows the direction. So I'm not going to short here, I'm going to long here. I could lose this trade, which is okay, but I've seen it enough times where the CE shows the direction, so I'm going to take a risk, and this is all you have to do. Now why I entered before the low is being confirmed is because then my stop loss becomes small, right? So if the price comes below this, I'll be out, and after that, if it goes higher, then I'll get in again. So your risk has to be minimal. That's the objective of any trade. Okay, so I didn't cherry pick any trade. Right, when I'm done with this trade, because I took this. Now every mentor will show you one trade, right? One trade they'll show, and then they'll say, okay, you should have bought in here. Objective is to make money for every trader. It's not to show the best trades. So for me, I took this. I even took this very small trade, and I took this short till here, and now I'm taking this long. I'm already support established here, so even if we come back, I'll add more here, because I expect price to at least go until 28, 29. That's the minimum it has to travel from 23 low. Okay, so by the time it takes this liquidity, if it does, I'll take a couple of contracts off. What's my stop loss? Maybe I'll put it somewhere here. Okay, because there is this inverse volume imbalance which market could tap into before going higher. So you have to think of all these scenarios, because there could be just one big candle coming in to sweep this liquidity, hit this. So you don't want your SL to be here, right? Put it in a place where you're comfortable with the loss, and also it makes logical sense. Now you might be thinking, okay, so there's no stop loss, but everything is explained to you, right? So I'm not recklessly trading it. Yeah, I'm showing it on demo because of compliance reasons, but even you assume you don't go on mini, you trade micro. Even if 4 micros are traded, you will make some money out of it for sure. Right? And that's what I'm trying to tell you, because that is your objective, is to make money, not have the picture perfect trades. So why I took here, because we came close to this rejection block and at the 28 time, right? So I don't want 28, 29 for to come and sweep me out. So I'll always be wary of that. It doesn't matter if I lose a couple of points. I probably wanted to take something off here, but I took it as soon as it hit the rejection block. Now this is also something ICT teaches, to only target the liquidity. Okay, sometimes I have seen posts where people say, okay, I missed my TP by 2 points. Now there's no compulsion. Nobody is holding a gun to your head to take the exit here, right here. Okay, you can even take it here, you can take it even here, as long as it makes sense. You can take it anywhere. So now you don't need to take loss. You can put it somewhere here. If it comes, it should come back to this FVG. This FVG is anyways mitigated, but there might be one more sweep before it goes. So if I'm stopped out here, I cannot blame, because the path is met, right? 28, 29 forming the high, but it's in a small range. That's what I have to work with. Okay, I'll take one more here, because you see now this gap is also being mitigated. This is the last gap, and we'll put it somewhere here. And we can even TP it here to the rejection block. Okay, I'm showing you different ways to do it. It gets stopped out, it's okay. So if not 29, then 35. So 34, 35 can create a high. Okay, because it's pretty, you can clearly see its resistance. So the first time price stopped here, next time also price is stopping here. So likely there might be one more drive, but it's waiting for the right time. Now there was this volume imbalance, right? So price came for that. So maybe I should have put my SL a little bit lower than this low, this gap. So it came to mitigate that gap. Okay, so we traded 0 to 11 till here. Then I missed out this, but this is just 41 to 44 was the best trade, 7 to 17, and now to 29. Okay, so this is your market maker model given in the Hopi's book, playing exactly like how it is taught. Okay, what more proof do you want? And when you know where the market is likely to make a pivot, you are in control of the market, right? It cannot fool you much because you know even the market's resistance here, it won't stop until this 34, 35 uh, time hits. Okay, so I'm going to cut it here, and here the algo ends at 34, 35. Okay, it's very beautiful for me when I figured at least some portion of it. Without Hopi's Algo Path, nobody would be ever be able to figure this out. But making some connections with regards to CE and how we should look at what the market is trying to do in terms of liquidity and gaps helps you nail all of these moves. Okay, so in this I didn't lose any. I won all the trades that I took. I made some money out of it. I didn't take the biggest move, so it's okay that you will miss out, but other moves you were able to take. That's a takeaway. Okay, hope you guys learned something from this. I'll try to post one such algo every day so that you know it's not you're not showing only cherry picked trades, right? It's not only the trades that are big and only you can trade, but you can't teach it, right? Nothing like that. Everybody should learn, everybody should trade like this, and it'll take some time for you to understand this. Okay, okay, keep practicing. Thank you for your support. Take care. Bye bye.